Of course, why not?
He's not upset with you, do you think?
No, I don't think so. He's not that petty. Okay. No.
You know, recently, you rightly said you were the chairman of the National Vaccine Institute.
No. Not the chairman. I was the chairman of the Presidential Committee for Vaccine Development and Production.
Vaccine Development and Production. You remember
we were supposed to test up that vaccine institute. That was part of our mandate.
And you did it.
We've done it.
And recently that was inaugurated.
Yes.
The president, your name was conspicuously missing from the list of people who play the part.
No, I had exited already.
Yeah.
As chairman of the committee.
Okay. And so that's why your name wasn't
there.
Yes,
that's why.
But were you called, invited to the ceremony at all?
No.
Okay. You didn't feel that was in the
No. I didn't feel that. No, I wasn't offended because I was no longer the chairperson, and I had written to the president that my work had come to an end, and I would like to exit.
Do you have any regrets chairing the Interministerial Committee Against Illegal Mining?
Well, not quite, but it was very challenging, and if I had anticipated, you see, I did not anticipate the things that I experienced. The involvement of party people and government appointees. When I say party people, it's not only MP people, NDC people.
You mentioned it in your report.
I mentioned the report.
I think you said either in the central Western region.
Yes,
you found that NDC were more involved.
No. So I don't want to
in it. But this is your report and it's public now.
No, it's not.
You're not running away from your own report, are you?
No. The thing that is public was leaked. I didn't leak the thing.
That's true. But it's out there already.
Well, fine. But I don't want to go into the details and mention things. But what I'm trying to say is that I did not get the protection that I needed.
From
whoever,
But there must be people who you expected to protect you whilst you did your job.
To carry out this very difficult job.
Is it the president that you expected protection from that you didn't get?
The thing is that what is happening now? See, the forests are being degraded at a very fast rate. The rivers are gone. You see, a river has certain functions. One, habitat for fish and other aquatic creatures, for drinking purposes, for washing, for irrigation, and for transportation. Now, these rivers that we have polluted cannot perform any of these functions. You can't ride a boat on it because it's silted, debris, tree trunks, and things like that. You can't drink it, you can't use it for irrigation, nothing. So the water there is good for nothing. So we don't have any rivers. Most of them are polluted. Apart from the Volta and Afram river, all the others are polluted to some degree. From white water, red water, black water, Tano, Ankobra, Pra, Ofin, Brim, and all these rivers, So if things were better after my exit, or when people criticize this report and they say it's hearsay, it's nothing, and you put something in place which is better to fight the illegalities and the destruction, then one can give credence to what people are saying. So what I'm saying is that this is a very big problem, and I'm saying again that if you throw this report into the dustbin and you don't take any lessons from them, there's no way that we can make any headway in the fight against
Let me ask you, when did you become aware of these challenges and involvement of some of your own colleagues allegedly in the Illegal Mining Act? And why did you only tackle it the way you did after you've exited?
I had not exited. It was, no. See, the thing is, at every point, people should not think that this is the only report that we wrote. On many occasions, I made a presentation in cabinet meeting. On 2 or 3 occasions, I made presentations at cabinet retreat. On 2 occasions, I made a council of state and said similar things.
Mention names?
Yes.
You mentioned names in cabinet too?
Yes. Listen, and then after the elections, I heard that the committee had been dissolved. So I wrote a letter to the Chief of Staff in February, I think on the 5th of February, that I've heard that the committee has been dissolved. So I want to hand over the things to her office and so on. And so when I catch you, say, yeah, you know. So, and then some time later, end of February or so, she made reference to the letter that I wrote initially and said, I should write a report on the activities of the IMCIM and also suggest a way forward for the president's consideration in the fight against illegal mining. That is why I wrote this particular report. But that was not the only report that I wrote. Several of them in the course of the period. So people should not think, I mean, this is...
So this is the first report that had come to light, is that what you're suggesting?
Yes.
But you've alerted the authorities, even your colleagues in cabinet, to this and mentioned names to them.
Yes.
And what happened when you did this? Was there a reaction? Was there an attempt to fix the problem and address the people who were involved?
Where, you know, for example, when the issue of invasion of the forest reserve came up, there was a cabinet directive that there should be no mining in forest reserve, but it still went on. It still went on with some of the big companies that are still there. You know, they are still there right now in the forest. And people should not assume that they are not there. There are people in the forest reserves mining and destroying the people on the water bodies. There are people doing illegal things. Yeah.
You are a human being like all of us. You bleed when I catch you. How are your family? How are they reacting to everything that has happened in the last few weeks and months?
Well, it's tough, but not even my family. Even the close family don't understand. I mean, we've gone through a lot, you know, from Germany, coming here to set up the cardio center, the problems that we went, you know, horrible things. No, if I've written 2 books, I'll give you copies. We go and read. Then you understand. The one is deep down my heart, the history of cardiothoracic surgery in Ghana. The other one is taming a monster. You know, if you read it, this is child play. What is happening here? So what I'm saying is that for my close family, it's tough, but we can endure it because they understand. But friends outside, even this evening, some people say, "Oh, my heart! No, I was frightened. You know, a lot of people, not only in Ghana, but calling from America, from Germany, and so on, worried that I've been arrested, and some of them have fallen sick. Somebody in America nearly landed in the emergency room.
When he heard that you may have been arrested.
Yes. So for those here, my close family, they understand. You know, they have been conditioned. They are not that allergic to some of these things, but close friends who are far away, who are, you know, hold you dear, when they hear these things, it's hard on them, and that's what worries me. Not my immediate family. They are tough.
Now that the OSP has started this and they say you've been arrested, what do you think about the prospect of you being prosecuted and possibly being convicted? Does that worry you? Does that give you sleepless nights at all?
I don't. It doesn't worry me at all. But if prosecuting Frimpong-Boateng and all these things will solve the problems in this country, look at all the bad things that have gone on. Look at all the corruption that is going on everywhere. And if this is the only thing that bothers whoever wants to investigate, fine. I'm saying that life is not static. At some point, somebody will be at the opposite end, also receiving the same treatment. You know, so is it the most important thing to worry any investigator? I'm not saying that if I've done something wrong, I should be let loose. No. But looking at what I've done, you know, for this country, as I say, I'm not an angel, and I know there are many wrong things that are going on now. If it is the only thing that worries Ghanaians and those in authority, when I'm saying authority, I'm not talking about the Jubilee House, but those who have the power to do things. People who don't have any political power or something, but they are very powerful. Just how they want to do it, so be it. Let them go ahead.
There's a real possibility that you will be prosecuted.
They're fine.
It's not daunting at all?
No, why?
You're not scared?
No, I'm not scared. Why should I be scared?
The possibility that you may actually be convicted?
Yes. What kind of possibility? I don't see it. But if that is how, look, in this life, even the Son of God, Jesus Christ, the sinless one, was convicted and killed. So if bad people want to kill you, they know what to do to kill you. This is what I want to say. You know, if people who have the power to do things really want to ditch you, they will know how to do it, because it's happened even to the sinless one.
Are you still a member of the MPP?
Which one?
The MPP.
I'm still a member, of course. I'm not resigned from it. Yes.
Yet. Do you plan to?
No, I'm not saying yes.
I thought I had yet. No, so you haven't resigned?
No.
You have no plan to resign?
No.
You're still staunch and contributing member of the party?
Yes.
But this is the governing party.
But the state of the party now is not it's different from what I knew it to be.
What's the state of the party?
They should know it, you know.
You tell me. I mean, you're an insider.
I'm not happy with the state of the party.
Why?
Because things are not going well.
In what aspects?
Look at the state of everything, you know. Economy, look at everything. From industries, banking, agriculture, education, and mining, pollution, environment, and so on. Look at all these things. And this party is supposed to be the one carrying the burden, forming the government and carrying the burden. But if we still have these problems, then we cannot say that we are happy with the state of the party or even the government.
I mean, many of your colleagues in the party who are in positions of authority have argued circumstances. You're just victim of the party and the government is a victim of circumstances.
No. That is why.
Victim of COVID. Victim of.
No. You can organize in such a way that you will not always be a victim. You know, that is why people are there to solve complex problems. You know, but if people who can solve complex problems are being demonized, and you leave incompetent people, no, I'm not saying incompetent, but people who are not designed to solve problems, to be around, claiming to be the champions of whatever, then we'll be in this state all the time.
People who can solve problems like yourself?
I think I'm designed to solve complex problems.
But you didn't solve the galamsey problem.
I did, except that people who were supposed to know better did not do what they were supposed to do. It's happening now. Why are we destroying the forest reserves? Why are people still dredging on the water bodies? You know, you see these floating things and machines on the water bodies working, and there seems to be nothing that we can do about them. But this is what I'm saying.
So here you are, a committed member of the MPP, your party is in power, and you believe you have been intimidated. You are an outsider looking in, or you are an insider who has been almost been shunned by your colleagues.
The party is not always homogeneous. There can also be fights in the family.
So this is one of those fights in the family?
One of those fights, yeah.
Okay. Who wins this fight, by the way? You?
Nobody wins.
That's interesting.
No, nobody wins. Who is a winner here?
But why would? But that is the question that I really want to have. Why would anybody fight you? What is there to gain?
They will provide the answer. I don't know.
In fighting, but it is your characterization what is happening. That you've been intimidated, there's a fight, etc. I'm asking, why would anybody do that to you?
Yeah,
when
you are a journalist. You talk to people and you can probably provide answers for this. I ask myself, what is happening? What have I done wrong? So I shouldn't have written the report?
I mean, I need to ask you, what do you say to your colleagues who may accuse you of Professor Frimpong-Boateng is simply better? I mean, he says he wasn't given another post, another ministerial position.
Oh, goodness.
And maybe he's just...
need a post.
He's just bitter and going on and taking on people and calling names.
I'm not bitter at all. Look, when I was minister, I did many things from my own initiative. If you go to Ministry of Environment, no, you are not giving money to do anything, and using my linkages and connections and so on, I will get projects for the ministry and for the government. And the president is aware of some of these things. Even in the vaccine committee, many things that we did because I knew certain people who could help us. And I'm still doing things for this country now.
Such as?
Running 2 hospitals, trying to build a school, doing this and so on, training people, research going on. So I don't have to be a minister to survive. There are people who need that, who need that position to survive and to thrive and to do many things. But I didn't have to be a minister to build a house or do any of these things. I had done all these things. My children were old, thinking about my grandchildren, maybe great-grandchildren in the future. So I don't need a government position to live in this country. That everybody should be clear about that, and they know it.
And it's interesting you say that you mentioned your grandchildren and all. I'm pretty sure a lot of them have called you today. I mean, Granddad, how are you? Are you fine? And what do you tell them? Do you comfort them?
No,
are you the comforter or they comfort you?
I comfort them. They say, are you okay? I say, I'm fine, Are you sure you're okay? I hear you have been arrested. I say, oh, no, I'm not. I'm home, enjoying my cocoa.
You drink cocoa?
This evening I had Hausa cocoa.
Hausa cocoa.
That's my supper.
Locally made or you made at home or you bought it?
Made at home, yeah.
The best one is the one you buy by the roadside.
I don't know about that. I like doing things at home.
So everything else, your cocoa is at home and everything else. Yes. Okay. And let me ask you this, and I know you are frank. Let's talk about solutions.
Yes.
Do you believe the president is really committed to ending illegal mining?
Maybe committed, but choosing the wrong methods.
Okay.
I'm not saying, he says it. If he says he's committed, I cannot disprove it. But then if we look at the methods that are being, employed, people are doing whatever they like, then it's not likely that this illegal mining will stop.
So what method?
And I'm not expecting this thing to improve.
Why?
Because honestly, even in the best of times, when the economy was good, people were doing illegal mining. Okay? And there's somewhere in the Ashanti region whose wealth is based on mining.
In a time of economic crisis?
No, even the best of times. That is so. Economic crisis. Next year will be election year. People need money to campaign and so on. I don't expect that this thing will stop anytime soon. At least not until after a new government. I don't know the strategy that the new government will employ. But in the best of times, people dependent upon this for their livelihood and other things. And now we are in election year,
Election season is here.
Election season, people need money. And so, and the way the economy is, what are you going to do farming to get money, or what are you going to do,
I mean, there's a good friend of yours, Kukubaku Jr.
Yes.
And you mentioned his name in his report, and he's been very unhappy.
Well, let's not go there, please.
I know, but have you spoken to him? He's a good friend.
Yes. Oh, I spoke to him.
Post the the report coming public?
Yes.
You had a friendly conversation?
Yes, we discussed things and you said we'll end things there. So
you've resolved it?
We have resolved our differences.
It's okay. So now you're on good terms now again?
No, I've always been...
Because he was really not unhappy with you and he issued a statement.
Yes. I think when I was writing the report, you think I was certain everybody was happy with me? No, I'm not here for a popularity contest or happiness contest. My job is to give the president the true situation on the ground. And I read the report. You can do whatever you like with it. You can say it's my personal opinion, hearsay, whatever it is. And the Attorney General can also confirm it. But that's not my problem. But what I'm saying is that if you ignore the things that I wrote, you will find it very difficult to fight.
If you knew that the report would be leaked and it become public, would you still have written and said all the things you said and named the people you've named, including your good friend Kukubako in that report?
Listen to me.
Yeah.
This report, the original manuscript was about 120 pages. But I had to remove a lot of things and so on and just give a flavor of what was happening.
So this is a watered down version?
Yes.
I shudder to think what was in the real version.
Well, I can still pull it out.
You want to give me a copy?
No. What I'm saying is that I didn't work on it, but if I want to expand it and work on it, it will show maybe more pictures, pictures of people doing this, doing that, and so on.
So you have more evidence?
Of course.
Of people in your government involved in this?
Yes.
But why did you give the chief of staff a watered down version?
No, it's not a watered down version. This is concise. This is a concise version.
But you have evidence that you haven't given to the chief of staff who ordered you to produce a report.
No, see.
In effect, the president has been denied access to additional evidence.
No. The idea, as I said, this report was not meant for public consumption. I was expecting that, having presented it, I'll be called, and then others will be called, and we'll discuss it. And if people doubt what I'm saying, then you expand it, and
You sent it in 2021.
Yeah, March, 19th March, yes.
2021. It was this year that it came out. So let's say 2 years had passed. You've never been called once on it?
No.
Since you handed it over to the chief of staff?
No.
Did he acknowledge receipt?
Yes.
They did?
No, there was no written acknowledgement, but she received it because I sent it
personally?
Personally, yeah.
Handed it to her?
Yes.
Okay. And was it formally, because there's a process of submitting such reports?
I don't remember, 2 years, I don't remember what, but you see...
Because in the statement that was issued from the Jubilee House, it was said that the transmittal letter wasn't attached to this, and so this was almost informally done.
Fine. Whether it's informal or not, it's a report. Do whatever I like with it. I've done my job.
Do you have any regrets with the service and the sacrifices that you've made to this country?
No, I don't have regrets. And let me repeat this sentence or this statement, that people say that Ghana is not a country worth dying for. But
what's your answer to that?
My answer is that it is precisely for that reason that we have to die for Ghana. Because if we want to die for an entity that we expect something good in return, that's no sacrifice. So, for example, I take lessons from my belief. What really did Jesus gain by coming down here to die for us? Why? It was very sacrificial. So if you are expecting something in return for something you do for an entity, no, that's no sacrifice. So I think that I've done my job, and at the end of it all, when I'm no longer there, at the end of my life, I'll say, yes, I did my job. I tried to make Ghana a better place. I tried, with all my mistakes. But I don't think that with all these mistakes, you can find many people who have gone through and done what I've done in this country. This is what I want to say.
Will you continue to do it?
I'm doing it all the same. Every day.
Till your last breath.
Building things, working in a hospital, operating, teaching people, doing many things. You know, collaborating with my friends outside in areas of research and so on.
Professor Frimpong-Boateng, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thanks for the hospitality. I should come back for some of the cocoa.
Yes.
I like the one by the roadside, but I would like to try. I haven't had one that is done. The Hausa cocoa down.
You know, my friend Akosa, he likes that one too, with Kose.
Oh, that's Professor Akosa?
Yes.
Okay. You like the one by the roadside with Kose?
With Kose, yes.
How do you like yours, with Kose or with bread?
No, I don't take bread. I have, that's what I'm saying. The very special thing that my wife gives me, the cocoa with some seeds, you know, I mean, almond, 3 or 4 different kinds of seeds, and some honey, no milk, and then I do justice to it.
You should invite me because I would love to have it.
Thank you, Evans.
I mean, I'll come for that. I mean, and I know a lot of your colleagues now are running to become president of, lead the party in elections. Many was expecting that maybe you would throw your hat in the race as well.
No,
You've retired from that.
No, not that I've retired. You see, I want a good Ghana. So whoever wants to be to lead this country should know what has to be done. Because personally, I have not seen the things. I'm not seen as doing the things that I think will put us on the path of sustainable growth and development. I've not seen them yet.
Isn't that why maybe you should seek to lead?
No, you don't have to lead, you know, but if people will buy into your ideas and implement them and not say it's hearsay and personal opinion. Of course, these are my personal opinion and so on. But these are.
But you have your colleagues. Those who have shown interest. Any of them meet the standards that you talked about?
Difficult.
No one.
If we work in a team, if they work in a team, you know, we don't expect one person to know everything. But if you have somebody who will tap on the experience, the knowledge and skills of people in the society and really committed. Look, it all begins with the philosophy of the leader.
Okay.
For example, Lee Kuan Yew, when he became Prime Minister, said, when we assumed power, he said, we saw the greed and decadence in Asia, and we make it a point not to be part of it. So first of all, I want somebody who will say, look, I don't want to be part of this greed and decadence and what they call family, friends and things, government, and you know, that kind of that. We want people who are committed to this nation. And then that's where it begins. But if we don't have this commitment to the people, the Americans did the same thing. You know, 4th of July 1776, when they were signing their independence document in the State House of Philadelphia and Pennsylvania, they said, in support of this declaration, we pledge our lives, our wealth, and our sacred honor. You know, so if leaders will come together and say, look, we are pledging our lives, our wealth, and our sacred honor, so that America, to this document, so that America will prosper.
But surely there must be one person in the field of individuals seeking to lead your party to the next year's elections who at least comes close to these values.
Well, I'm just studying them. But
you haven't found one yet?
They have to come out and tell me how things are going to be different.
Are you saying that so far you haven't found one, you haven't had one who...
No, I don't want to say I haven't found one. Okay. They are there, you know, good people, we're just studying them. And then I'm not emotional about anything, support people because he comes from my area or this. I want to support somebody who will say, I'm fed up with the greed and decadence in Asia, as Lee Kuan Yew said.
So you haven't had anybody say that yet?
Listen to me, and then the American said, I'll pledge my life, my wealth, and sacred honor for the prosperity of this country. Because the poverty is crushing. People don't see their future in this country. you don't see any plan that you work towards. I mean, for example, you. What do you see that will convince you that if you do this, you will be contributing towards the growth of this nation or development? That Ghanaians must see that, so that when we are working, we are working with our whole heart for the good of this nation.
It's been a great 1 hour, 30 minutes with you, and wish you all the best as you continue to serve this country, you said. And of course, in your issues with the special prosecutor.
I don't have issue with prosecutor. He invited me for a discussion.
Well, let's say, don't call it issues. It's your, the interactions.
Yes.
That you're having with the special prosecutor.
Yeah.
We hope it ends well.
Yes. I hope so too.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you for coming.
Professor Frimpong-Boateng.
Yeah.
That's Professor Frimpong-Boateng there, talking to us on the special edition of PM Express indeed. We talked about everything else, including he invited me over for a special cocoa dinner, and I'm looking forward to it indeed. Enjoy the rest of your evening.